Thank you to Mythic Legion's Tactics War of the Aetherblade for sponsoring this video. Click the link in the description below to support the Kickstarter campaign today. Mythic Legion's Tactics War of the Aetherblade brings the popular fantasy toy line onto the screen for the very first time in this action-packed turn-based strategy and tactics game. This high fantasy adventure comes to life as players can choose different factions, customize their characters, and build campaigns with this innovative new title. Learn more about Mythic Legion's Tactics War of the Aetherblade by visiting the Kickstarter page, where you'll find in-progress gameplay footage and images, a full list of stretch goals, exclusive figure offers, and descriptions of the backer packages. Mythic Legion's Tactics War of the Aetherblade will be playable on PC, Android, and iOS platforms at launch. Join the Kickstarter to get the video game and an exclusive set of beautifully sculpted, highly collectible action figures. Thanks again to Mythic Legion's Tactics War of the Aetherblade for sponsoring this video. Dan Larson here at the photo booth with a bunch of stuff sent into the P.O. box. Let's get this stuff out of the way here, and we're just going to start off right at the top with... It's a really big box. Right off the top here we have Matt Davies, who's from Old England as opposed to the New England that I live in. Matt's a repeat contributor to the show. This is, you know, I was originally intending this video to be a kitchen video, for those that are familiar with them. But there's too much going on out there right now, and I don't feel like cleaning up the whole kitchen to do this video. So I had intentionally been saving things that were in, like, you know, bigger boxes like this, because it would have been easier to manage out there. And so I said, you know what, we got to get through this stuff. So maybe next time. All right, so what we have here is, it says HelloFresh, but there's no HelloFresh in there. I checked. So what we have is, I don't know if there's anything in this note I need to read. No, because this is like a checklist of everything that's in here, and I don't want to spoil it for you. I already know what's in here. So inside we've got, Matt has sent me pretty much every single Action Force thing that I own at this point. I put this big old box in here. Now I'm taking it out of the way. He sent me pretty much every vintage, I should say, vintage Action Force thing that I own at this point. Just figures and vehicles and accessories and blister cards and just all kinds of stuff. Like this, I thought this was like a graded thing, and I was like, why would you send me a graded thing? But it's not graded, it's just a protective case for the Action Force Space Force Battle Gear accessory set. Look at this, everything's still on the sprues and whatever. Got the sweet checklist on the back there. Lots of good stuff. I don't think I have this guy yet. And I definitely don't have, and this isn't, Matt, this isn't to you. I'm not asking you to send me more stuff. This is just me in pursuit of a collection of Action Force things. I don't think I have this guy yet. And I don't, Skeletron, and I don't have Kraken. I don't have the Kraken guy yet, the lizard guy. Need him to go with my old vintage Mego. Was it Mego that did the Flash Gordon figures? I don't even remember now. But look at this. Look at this nonsense. Look at this. I hope, you know, I hope my dad is watching. Dad, if you're watching, Matt took care of it, all right? Matt took care of it. He took care of me. Here's the thing. This is the Action Force Dragonfly. Back when I was a kid, when this originally came out for G.I. Joe, I had this, and it was one of my absolute favorite toys. And then one day, as if it was some kind of a surprise, we moved from Rhode Island to, holy cow, this thing's dusty. I didn't realize how dusty it was under the light. Not your fault, Matt. We moved from Rhode Island to Virginia. I'm just grabbing a rag here. And when we did, the movers who packed all my toys, all this stuff, I have to like hose this down. The movers that packed all the stuff put this Dragonfly helicopter on the bottom of a big box and then like piled everything on top of it. And when we got to Virginia and we're unpacking, this whole piece in here, this whole just snapped right off. And obviously that made it so that the helicopter mechanism didn't work anymore. It just didn't have helicopter blades anymore, and that I was crestfallen. This is the version 2 mold. I think on the version 1 mold these guns pivot, but I told my dad Missing a gun over here. It might be in the box, actually. I told my dad, and he said, we'll get you another one. And he never did. He never did. So if I'm good at one thing, it's holding grudges about toys that got broken or lost that I was told were going to be replaced that never got replaced. So, you know, still waiting. Still waiting. But that's, I think the only functional difference of this is that it says Action Force instead of G.I. Joe, but I'm pretty sure otherwise it is the exact same helicopter. There is some other stuff in here. We got a whole bunch of 3 3/4 inch action figure stands. We've got the Target, if I remember correctly, on this guy. Always dug this dude. I love guys with visors and helmets and jetpacks. It's all good. I don't care about these missile launchers or anything, but it's neat that they're in there. We've also got a Snow Serpent. This guy looks complete. This was an incredibly cool figure when it came out. Like, just the amount of accessories this dude came with, like the pouch, the backpack, this rocket launcher with the stand, and it clips to his pack, his snowshoes. My brother got this, and I was so jealous because I was just like, dang, look at all those accessories. Ugh. Like, you had to, like, assemble him. And it didn't even matter, like, how, is this stuff practical? Who cares? Just as a kid, you were just like, man, that figure's got a lot of junk on him. Missing a gun here, but I probably have an extra one in a bin somewhere. Always absolutely loved Snow Serpent. What a great figure. Oh, maybe his gun is in here. Hang on. Whole bunch of guns in this trick bag. Let me tilt you down a little bit here so you can see the guns. What do we got? Ooh, nice Uzi. Got a Crimson Guard backpack. I don't see the, I believe, Snow Serpent came with like an AK-47, and I don't see one of those here. We've got a regular machine gun. This is the backpacks that go with the Silver Mirage. This is Armored Cobra Commander's gun here. Lots of good stuff there. But wait, there's more. There's a lot of little bits in here. Hang on. Got a little box that says Action Force, 2.5 grams. Ugh, look at all this stuff. This is incredible, and if I remember correctly, Matt said that this was all his doubles and triples and extras and all that kind of stuff. Just an absolute, like, he just gifted me like a whole collection of Action Force, and I'm truly honored and appreciative. Helmets and walkie-talkies and backpacks and what are these? Action Force detonators. Oh yeah, the plunger style detonators. Detonators. We're gonna blow some stuff up. Red Shadows weapons. We got SAS Z-Force weapons. We've got the Action Force. This guy's little hat. Look at this guy's little Destro gun in blue. Little cap. Look at that. What does it say? Space Force Commander. Wrong gun. Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. I won't tell if you won't tell. Incredible selection of stuff there. Over here, we've got a bunch of tiny little samurai. These guys are cool. I'm assuming these go to a game, kind of an Axis and Allies kind of thing, perhaps. Packed in some foam. Bunch of little guys there. And then over here we have, oh man, a little cardboard sleeve. We've got Britain's Limited Detail Range Cowboys and Britain's Limited 1970s U.S. Cavalry. Yeah, so these are metallic figures. We got like a Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett looking guy there. John Wayne. Yeah, those guys are fun. Curious if those are, those look like manufacturer paint jobs, but I'm guessing that they were released both with and without paint. And then lastly, like I said, Matt has sent me an incredible amount of stuff, of just a treasure trove of Action Force stuff, as if I had collected it myself. In fact, this is more, this is way more than I even have from the actual G.I. Joe stuff that I collected as a kid. What does it say? Sava Center, I think? Ooh, look. Unpunched. Unpunched, unpunched. Wow. So we got Space Force Battle Gear, Q Force Battle Gear, Space Force Battle Gear, Space Force Battle Gear. All right. Crazy, 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 crazy amount of really, really cool stuff. I would say, I think that's it, but that's already an incredible assortment of things to go along with the incredible assortment that Matt has already sent in. So once again, Matt, thank you very, very much for the incredible generosity and passing some things on to my collection that are just genuinely unique to me, and things that I certainly wouldn't have necessarily sought out on my own in such a short amount of time. And I don't know that I ever really would have seen them. Like, this kind of stuff just doesn't pop up at, you know, the kinds of, you know, flea markets and US shows and stuff that I go to. So it's, what an incredible batch of stuff. Thank you very, very much, Matt. Oh, you know what? There's one more thing in here. Hang on. I slid this over to the side and then I almost forgot about it. Let's see if we can get this tape off real quick. In here. Tiny little diecast or pewter Boba Fett. I think this, I'm guessing this is probably from like the Monopoly game. And then there's also a tool in here. I think that's a tool for one of the figure's hands, if I'm not mistaken. But again, Matt, thank you very much. Just an awesome, awesome batch of stuff. Up next is Francisco Ramirez from the Bureau of Print Research and Design. He's at Bureau of Print, B-E-A-U-R-E-A-U-O-F, I think that's how you spell it, print.com. And yes, he admits that he is a bit of a Hellboy fan. There is a letter in here that I'm going to read a little bit of. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It says, Dan and producer Greg and the Toy Galaxy family just want to say thanks. I am a poster artist from Milwaukee. I mostly work with bands and make commissioned gig posters for their shows, but this past year, he's referring to 2020, but this past year slowed that down a whole bunch. That's when I came across Toy Galaxy on YouTube. The humor and the history kept me watching. I think we are close to the same age as you had some of the same toys as I did growing up, even some of the bizarre and strange lines. I don't have toys to pass on to your collection, but I can pass on some hand screen printed posters that I made. Thanks again, Francisco Ramirez. Please check him out at bureauofprint.com. These are really incredible. I actually have a bit of a printmaking background myself. In fact, my college degree, my Bachelor of Arts degree, is in printmaking. So I can totally understand the kind of work it takes to do these kinds of prints. Let's see if I can pull you back here a little bit so you can get a little bit better view of this. Maybe I can show these off a little bit more. That's a little bit better. And if nothing else, man, the paper choice on these, thick paper, very, very nice stuff here. So we do have a couple of prints. These are pretty large prints too. These are easily 1824, maybe even a little bit bigger than that. But we have a Boba Fett's blaster. Let me get this in focus here. Hang on. All right, hang on. I didn't prepare properly for this. Let me get something to hold down the top of this. And I'll hold down the bottom. Now I gotta crank you up so you can see better. There we go. All right, so we've got this one Has it's a very large piece of white paper, just with this floating Boba Fett blaster in the center here, and then in a glossier ink, there's actually a Mandalorian sigil, the Mythosaur sigil. So kind of hard, not sure if you're going to be able to catch the light on that crest, but it's a very striking piece. We've also got this piece, which is obviously Walrus Man's arm, Ponda Baba's arm from Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope. Gruesome. We have pretty much what I think are life-size C-3PO legs. And then, of course, this is also Episode 4 Star Wars. You can tell because it's got a silver leg. It still shocks me that to this day there are people who think that that isn't accurate, and I just don't know what to tell you people on the internet. You're on the internet. Google it. Watch the movie. Check it out. We've got Bob from Black Hole. We have the Rocket from Flash Gordon. It's got a nice metallic sheen to it. We have... Last up, we have Han Solo's blaster. I think that's the last one. Yeah, these are really thick pieces of paper. I couldn't tell for sure. So these are really, really great. I would love to get them framed archivally. That is super expensive, so I don't know if I can take that route, quite that route. But I would love to get a couple of these at least posted up somehow so I can really appreciate them. But really awesome stuff. Please, please, please go check out Francisco Ramirez. Again, Bureau of Print Research and Design, bureauofprint.com, and check out his work. Follow him on social media. And thank you again. All right. I think we had a note in here. It says, this is from Material Dude, at Material Dude, just like it sounds, on Instagram. It says, I started my spring cleaning early and found some doubles that I thought you might be interested in. They are items from some of my favorite shows as a kid. I'm not going to say the names. There's even a translucent figure. Keep up the great work, Material Dude, on Instagram. I've got a hollow foil ninja sticker. This reminds me, I don't know if this is actually vintage, but this reminds me of the stickers that you used to get out of the more expensive vending machines where you put like 50 cents in, chink, chink, and then it comes out, you know, in the cardboard thing, and you open up the sleeve and you get a nice hollow foil sticker in there. We've also got Dead-Eyed Duck from Bucky O'Hare. And then we have Denver, the Last Dinosaur. I think it's on the list. Pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it is. Obviously, we've already covered Bucky O'Hare. So here we have, oops, spin me, Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. This is Captain Simeon himself. This is a show that I did not really watch, so I really don't know much about this one. I do know that it is on the list. Look at Gormungus here. What a great looking monkey. What a great looking figure. That's actually a pretty cool ship too. Hey, I might have to check this one out. And then, so, oh, we've got American Made from The Tick. These were a huge deal when they came out. Yeah, 95. Big, big deal. The show was a big deal. The comic was a big deal. It was all a big deal. One more in here. Now, this is the translucent figure that was being referred to. We've got the, I believe this is, Mucus Tick. Gross. I definitely have this one loose. Haven't seen it in the package in a while, so that's neat. And then look at this. Skysurfer Strike Force pieces that, it's funny because this box came in before we actually did the video on Skysurfer Strike Force, and so we actually mentioned these Bandai Pullback Sky Cars. These are probably about 1.5 inches-ish, 2 inches or so in size, and these figures have pegs on their feet so that they can stand on top of the cars. In the show, the cars transform into surfboards. They basically just like flatten out and they can use them as flying surfboards. That's their sky surfing. And then otherwise they can drive around in the cars. But, you know, we mentioned these. There were so few toys produced for this show. And we do mention these in the video. And I was like, you know, I'm looking all over the internet trying to find pictures of these things and did not realize, or at least did not remember, that I actually had some of these in this box sitting in the studio that I could have just like thrown them in the booth and taken a picture of them. Yeah, so we've got Skysurfer 1, Sliced Ice, Sore Loser, Crazy Stunts, and Air Enforcer. The whole gang is here, at least all the good guys, and unfortunately none of the bad guys. But just it makes me laugh that, you know, I was sitting on these things the whole time. Totally forgot that they were there, but it's really neat, and I think it's really even. Where are we from? Odd Job, I think is the name of the store on the price tag. It's neat to see them in the package, you know. Something like this. I definitely did not own these back in the day when they came out. Didn't even really know about them until we did the video. So it's neat to see those in the package in the original hardcore 90s presentation like that. So thanks again to Material Dude for sending those in as well. And sorry I didn't get to those sooner. Up next is Mike Jenkins from St. Petersburg, Florida. We've got some pretty cool stuff in this box as well. Let me see if I had anything in the note I needed to read here. Long-time viewer, first-time mailer. Enclosed, please find some samples of blah, blah, blah. Remain a big fan of blah, blah, blah. Hope these are not too late to aid in your upcoming video. Talk about late. This is some of the coolest things that I've ever seen. It's one of those things that, you know, I absolutely knew these existed, but absolutely also forgot about them existing at all. So they are, Funrise is the brand name on these. They're not micro machines, they are micro action supercars. And if you go back and watch our history of micro machines, you'll see that, you know, everybody was doing micro vehicles at this time. They were too hot to not at least try to jump in on the action to steal some of that business. And in this case, Funrise was able to grab the Back to the Future 2 license and put out some hover cars. We've got the DeLorean here, police car, taxi cab. Over here we have, these are Texaco branded as well. So I'm assuming these were available at Texaco stations, but I'm not 100% sure. A little yellowed on the blister here, but we have a different police car and the DeLorean. See if they're both the same. Those cars actually look different. So is this even the same brand? Action Products, Promotional Item, Racing Champions Incorporated. Oh, so this isn't even the same brand. Huh. Yeah, totally different sculpts. Interesting. This looks more in line with Micro Machines. These tires look a heck of a lot smaller on that version. And then this, these two are by the same ones, Texco Promotional items. Not sure if these were available for sale or if they would have come just as an actual promotional. I don't know how you would have acquired them otherwise, but this is great. The actual Texco station where you can fly in and fly out in your hover car. That is really great. You know, I didn't grab the current tiny little micro die-cast. I can't remember the name of the company that's doing them right now. The Back to the Future set that comes with the 3 different DeLoreans. But now that I have this, I may just have to go grab those because those are pretty much in scale with this. Those are really awesome. Again, fantastic to see those in the package like that. Something that I feel like I knew those existed, but I can't say with absolute certainty that I did know for sure. And then in here we've got a couple of really, really cool pieces. I absolutely loved this line. It was one of those lines that when it came out, I was sort of at the age where, you know, I probably should have been moving on from toys. But my younger brother, who's 10 years younger than me, I could justify buying this stuff or having it or playing with it, collecting it, whatever, by saying like, oh, you know, I'm just trying to, my brother's gonna dig this stuff. I think he'll think this is really cool. We should grab this for him. And then I get to take advantage of it. So we have Megaforce from Kenner, which is all these sort of military vehicles, cars and trucks and ships and transports and boats and jets and all sorts. You know, I've had this missile in one of my other accessory bins for a while, and I didn't know what it was from. And now I do. That's great. But yeah, you've got all these tiny little tanks, and they used to come in like multi-packs. And I don't know if this attaches. Oh, this must attach here. There we go. And then this clips in here. Ah, yeah, such a cool line. So transport that tank, or transport this gun to the battlefield, and then you want to launch the jet, flip it over, launch the jet. And this is like die cast. This is hard metal plastic. Oh man, it's even got missiles on the bottom. So cool. Yeah, I was a jet nerd, helicopter nerd, airplane nerd, Air Force nerd, all that stuff. And, you know, even though these aren't really based on real airplanes and tanks and stuff, still absolutely loved it. It's like the, you know, Command and Conquer, any of these sort of resource management, you know, battle games where you could just bulk army build all kinds of stuff here. Just talking, I might as well open this up too here while I'm blabbing about this line. We haven't covered Megaforce yet, but it's been on the list for a very, very long time. So here we have the Strikemaster Orbital Attack Shuttle. Yeah, that was Kenner before they, at this point, what is this, 90... Oh, 89. Yeah, so they hadn't been purchased by Hasbro yet. So this would have been right around the end of their run as a company before Hasbro bought them. And then, so I assume Hasbro owns the rights to these, or if they don't, they've let it lapse. Because nobody really is expecting that to come back, and nobody's trying to make it come back. But this is a cool one where it's got a launch shuttle here. Is this unopened, taped? Oh no, it's open. Oof, but it's never really been, nothing's ever really been done with it. We got the little tank in here. Ah, yeah, look at all this cool stuff. So good. Yeah, definitely had this one. The little airplane comes off the front and you can launch ships and stuff from it. Definitely had this helicopter launch vehicle. So many good things. Yeah, here's all the little sets you can get. 3 tanks, 3 jets, 3 helicopters. These like Osprey sort of vehicles. Loved it. So good. I definitely have in my own personal collection lots of little helicopters and tanks and airplanes and stuff that have just been, you know, grab one here and there at the flea market, buy a box of old toys and there's like a couple of, you know, airplanes in it and stuff like that. So I've definitely amassed a little bit of a force over the years to rebuild what, you know, I wasn't able to keep from when I had them when they first came out. But I love that line. I love Megaforce. It's such a cool line, and we absolutely will get to it at some point. But thank you very much, Mike, for sending that stuff in. Love it, love it, love it. All of this is fantastic. Last up, we have 4 packages from Bernie Monsanto, aka Shang Pao, from Waxahachie, Texas. In here, we've got, well, package 1, we have some Avengers comics, more Avengers, Secret Wars #0. My boy, Spider-Ham. Not sure if I have this issue. This great throwback retro style cover, Marvel Star Wars Boba Fett. Sweet issue of Star Wars Galaxy Official Collector's Edition #1. What's going on with Chewbacca there? What is that? What does that look? Good looking Fett. This kind of stuff I love. I love going back and looking at how the franchise was talked about, how it was presented, you know, like taking into account that none of the stuff that happens after this exists yet. So all you could base it on was what, I know that seems obvious, but it's just the sort of attitudes, the thoughts, the impressions of what the franchise is at the time and what it's going to be in the future. It is, it's fascinating to me. Hey, look at this. You got, does it say who it is in the picture here? He's wearing a Sam & Max t-shirt right there. It's great. Look at those old computers. Ah, it's so good. So good. Oh, look at that. Love it. Love it. I don't have that Boba Fett yet. So much good stuff in there. Hero Illustrated, another one. Yeah, Good stuff. Ah, it's so 90s. God, I absolutely had these magazines when they came out. Yep. Good stuff. Star Wars Technical Journal. Man, what a different world. What a different world it was for collecting, for Star Wars, for just all the stuff, for computers, for the internet, for just everything. And then we've got Aliens. This time, it's war, unlike last time. Package 2. Another Secret Wars. Superman. Just some of Shang Pao's favorites. Superman. Obviously, a favorite. Previews. Issue 700. All right. Previews. More. That's a good-looking Venomverse cover. Awesome Alex Ross Generations. Package 3, we've got some games, including Mass Effect Trilogy, Xbox 360. I have an Xbox One. I don't know if that plays Xbox 360 games. It says it's better with the Kinect sensor, which I definitely don't have that. We've got Street Fighter versus Tekken. Classic flashbacks. Sweet. Man, just that artwork puts me back in a place. Wasteland Director's Cut, and Fuse, a whole bunch of games that I've never played before, except for the Atari stuff. I've definitely played the Atari stuff. And then lastly, in this package, we have a bunch of random stuff, old bits, broken toys, things. I'm not going to go through all of this. If you really want to see what's here, you can just pause and figure it out yourself. I got a busted up Leader 1. Some Power of the Force figures, Stormtrooper, Snowtrooper, Boba Fett missing a hand. Some of these guys look like they're victims of the battlefield. Some very intense battles, possibly with some firecrackers, possibly with toolbox materials, all kinds of things. I don't even know what some of this stuff goes to. That looks like Micro Machines. No idea. That's a cool tank from some kind of tabletop RPG type thing. Not RPG, but tabletop combat of some sort. Mech War or something. This, if I'm not mistaken, is Turtles. Weird thing. That might be Micro Machines. Some die-cast airplanes, a really beat up, buried F-18. This, I think that's a F-111. Yeah, F-111. You don't see many A6E intruders. I always hated that airplane growing up, but I've grown to appreciate it. This United Airlines airplane that does not look good, but retractable landing gear. Love retractable landing gear. There's a fake Cobra ramjet, just absolutely destroyed. Oof, some of this might be toxic. Beat up F-18. I'm pretty sure in the note it said that this was, you know, old childhood, well-worn, battlefield, I can't even call them survivors at this point. Hey, that Fightor's in okay shape, just missing a wing. But yeah, whole lot of beat up stuff here. It's, Darth Vader. I think that's from Ben 10. Last couple things. A tank from the whale, the G.I. Joe whale. This guy I think was from Jabba's palace, I believe. And then last but not least, we got a two-headed dragon. Usually these are, I think these are Imperial. It says made in Hong Kong. Whew. Anyway, that is a whole lot of stuff. Thank you very much, Bernie, Shang Pao, whatever name you want to go by for this. For the sake of this, great to have this assortment of stuff and to see you know, some truly absolutely, whew, man, loved toys with some history and some past. But not sure that I'm going to be able to hang on to all those in my personal collection, given the condition of stuff. But anyway, thank you again to Nat, Francisco, Material Dude, Mike, Bernie, Monsanto. Thank you for watching this and all our videos. Thanks again to Mythic Legions Games for sponsoring this video. Hit like, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Head over to Regular Toy Galaxy and subscribe there if you're not already. If you haven't heard, we started streaming on Twitch. Find us at twitch.tv/toygalaxy. If you're in the position to help the channel grow, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/toygalaxy or become a channel member. Thanks for watching. Later.